running through your mind, or if the spiritual mind is running through your mind? Are you loving everybody? Are you putting others first? Or what is the problem? If you want to know, if you ask God, He'll show you. Well, tonight He wants to show you. He wants to show you the importance. See, you've got to take only to the next step of this. If a church body don't function as a body, it suffers. It's like a factory or a coal mines or anything that you may work in, or you go out to work in an assembly line. And it takes 10 people to assemble the items as they come down the line. If there's only one person working in the church and he has to keep coming down and putting the pieces together, he tries to do the best he can, what kind of product is he going to outcome with? Is it going to be the best product? It may be the best that he could do, but it's not going to be the best product. Not what God expected. Why? Because the 10 people that were supposed to stand up and do their job didn't show up for work that day. So the product did not come out good. It did not come out the way God wanted it to. Well, that's the same as a church body. That's why He said, referring it to us in Corinthians as a body, it takes all parts. Have you ever seen someone who didn't have limbs? Or someone who didn't have their legs trying to get around a wheelchair with their mouth and trying to maneuver that wheelchair, and they're real slow moving in direction, and when they go to get something done, can you imagine how long it would take them to peel a potato or to fix a dinner or to try to do something? They can't do much, can they? Even though they try with everything in them. And you don't want to know why? That's a body that does not have all of its parts in function. That's the same equivalent of what a body. So if you don't do your part, that's what it's like. And if people's having to step up and the big toe is trying to step in and be the right arm, how much function you think that right arm's really going to have if the real right arm don't do what it's supposed to do? If it don't step up in that assembly line. And here the number 1 guy has to run down to the number 6 spot and try to do that job and run back to the number 1 spot and keep running back and forth because somebody won't step into the 6th spot like they're supposed to. What kind of product are we going to get? And are we going to get all that we're supposed to get? Well, the church will not do all that it's supposed to do until everybody does what they're supposed to do. Everybody. It's in the body. God places the body. He puts people in the body. He puts callings upon them, and He tells them what to do. Do you know your vision? Do you know what you're expected of? Do you have it written down on a tablet? Do you know what you're called to do? Do you know the things that God has called you to do? If not, why are you not seeking Him and asking Him and digging down deep to find out? Because it's so important, not only to your life so that you can walk spiritually and have peace in life, but to the church body itself. Because it's required for the body. I was going to read it, but it's 1 Corinthians, by the way, where it talks about the spiritual gifts first, then it says the body second. Well, that's necessary to get the spiritual gifts, in other words. It's necessary that the body function as a body so we can get all these things functioning the way God wants them to. Because where would the eyes be, he said? Where would the sight be if all of us were noses? Or where would the smelling be if all of us were eyes? So if all the eyes is all that's working, then we don't have all the parts that's working in the church. We have callings, people. We have talents. Everybody has at least one. It's not bench warmers. I don't see none that says bench warmer. Not one part says bench warmer in it. But you have callings and you have things to do. But visions have been clouded. Visions have been destroyed and knocked down because of heartache, because of problems, wounded hearts as we've talked about before, because of thoughts that the enemy places in, saying how this one don't like this one and that one don't like this one, and then others confirm it to you that, yeah, they can't like you, they can't like you. Well, the answer is love them anyway. That's what the Bible clearly says. For everything, love. Everything, love. Every answer, love. Love, love, love. It's repeated there. The whole book is about love. And that's what we got to begin to do. Loving everything and begin to seek that vision and begin to seek what God has. We need every part functioning, every service, every activity, everything we got going on all the time. You're important whether you believe it or not. Whether you think you're important. That's what, if you go on and read the rest of that, he says even the least parts who think they're unimportant are just as more important than even the greater parts are important. You got to have them all. You got to have them all. Because if you've seen a person try to run, it's only got one leg, they don't get too far too fast. They don't get to move too quick. They don't get to go too fast. And that's what we've got. We've got a lot of missing parts. And that's something that I've been trying to stress in the bulletin and stressing to you, to seek God for what He wants for you, and seek God for, there's many things to be done in the church. There's many activities and many things that God wants done in the church, and there's many things that can be done. There's a sound system sitting back there. There's an internet system. There's cleaning the church. There's speaking. There's teachings. There's singings. There's all kinds of things that can be done in the church. Well, are we seeking Him and finding out what we're supposed to do? Because I believe we got some missing parts. And our fingers have got some missing fingers. And our arms have got some missing arms. Because if we had those, we would see a body in full function. We would see a body producing great outcome. You would see it producing great outcome. You would see it. And what a better time to start searching in a new year. It's time to turn north. It's time to seek God and say, Lord, I've got to find out what you want me to do. I've got to seek. I've got to put others before me. Just like Andrew said, others is anybody but you. Others. Definition of it. Anybody but you. But what do? We tend to put ourselves before a lot of times. We really do. We really do. And it's time to really put the vision back and really get it clear. Get it clear in our heart and our mind. If we want to make heaven our home, and we want to be without spot or wrinkle or blemish, you better start finding the vision, and you better start following what He has. Because you can't drive on both sides of the road. That's why you're finding no life, and why you're finding misery and not peace. Because you're not following what He has for you. Because He guarantees if you'll do it, you'll find the fruits of the Spirit. You'll find it. And it'll be yours. You'll find joy. You'll hear the voice. You'll find the things He's looking for. And it's time to turn. It's time to go in a direction that He wants us to go. And everybody pick up everything that He wants us to do. And that's up to you. You can change, or you can keep doing the same thing that you've been doing for the last year. Some of you may have been doing it for years, the same routine that you're doing right now. But is it working for you? Is it finding life? Is it finding peace for you? Is it finding what God promised? Or is it finding torment? Death is what He called it. Is it finding destruction for you? Is it finding heartache and problems for you? Because that's what it's going to find when you follow your carnal mind. That's what it's going to find when you decide, well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do what you asked me to do, Lord, but I'll go around it and do part of it. I'll do it this way, God, even though you want me to go this way, because I think it's a better way. That's what you're going to find. And that's why people are losing vision, losing heart, and losing everything that God has in store for them. I was going to even go here, but I want him, in 1 Samuel, Saul messed up twice. This goes to prove to you, if you do not do the right part, what it cost you. Saul was supposed to wait on Samuel for 7 days. He was supposed to wait on him to do the sacrifice. But Saul got impatient seeing the enemy coming around and decided he'd go ahead and do the sacrifice, do what the priest was supposed to do. And he went ahead and did it. But what did Samuel tell him after he did it? You messed up, big boy. You wasn't supposed to do that. And because of that penalty, Israel's not going to become what they're supposed to become. They're not going to win what they're supposed to win, because this ain't your calling. You stepped into the wrong calling. This was not your job. You stepped into the wrong job. From the beginning, God has had an order to how He wanted things done. He put the Levites to take care of the temple and all the things around it. He had Aaron's family to take care of the priesthood, all the things around it. Each tribe had their own things to do, and everyone in the side of that had their chores to do. And that's the way God has designed it from the beginning of time. He designed that everybody's got a purpose and got something to do. And when they all do it, then the glory of God falls upon the place. King David even did it wrong one time. Built a cart that was not supposed to be the way that at that